Hey guys, it's New Anime here, a new channel of anime recaps. I am new. I like watching anime recaps on YouTube. Recently, I have been learning how to make videos, trying to make recaps myself. I wonder if you guys will like my videos? Today, I am going to share an anime of 2021, Skeleton Knight in Another World. The setting of this anime is very similar to a popular anime named Overlord. They both start with a gamer becoming a skeleton after he travels to the game world. As for whether the story is the same, let's see together. After getting trapped in the game, the boy recognizes himself as a game character, a cursed skeleton knight named Ark, by the equipment on his body. He knows it's a knight, but he accidentally finds he can use not only the skills of the knight but also the skills of other careers. In order to be able to survive in this world, Ark decides to become a mercenary to make money. Before he becomes a mercenary, he needs to hunt 3 beasts in exchange for a mercenary card. Ark quickly finishes the hunting task. On the way back to get money, he meets a group of bandits bullying a noble lady and her maid. Ark is kind-hearted, so he cannot bear to see the girls being bullied and helps them kill the bandits. After that, he offers to escort the girls back to the city. When Ark returns to the city, he takes the beasts to the mercenary agency in exchange for his mercenary card. After Ark becomes a mercenary, the first task he receives is to escort a girl to bring some medicine from the mountain. On the way, Ark uses his magic to save a small fox which is injured. Since then, the little fox named Panta becomes Ark's pet. Later, Ark and the girl encounter a fierce giant lizard. This lizard can not only petrify the creature but also spray poison. Ark sends the girl to a safe location and start a duel with the lizard. While using his shield to defend against the attack, Ark tries to know the enemy's weaknesses and quickly finds a solution to kill the giant lizard. At this point, Ark notices that the lizard is wearing a strange magic ring on its foot, guessing that the appearance of the lizard is related to humans. Since Ark killed the lizard, he becomes eager for adventure and decides to take on some difficult missions. For example, he wants to fight with the bandits in the mountain. Unexpectedly, Ark kills them easily again. When Ark walks out with the bandits' property, a pink-haired elf mistakes him for a bandit and is ready to cut him down. When they are fighting, the pink-haired elf notices Panta and immediately stops. In fact, Panta is a fairy ritual beast, which only shows friendliness to the elves and kind humans. Because of the presence of the Panta, the elf drops her guard against Ark and tells her purpose of her visit. Her name is Ariane, and she comes to rescue the elves that has been caught by humans. Unfortunately, the bandits transferred the elves so long ago. It is the first time Ark has met an elf after traveling to the game world, so he is very excited. He offers to help Ariane rescue her companions, but it is rejected by Ariane, because Ariane does not trust humans. After Ariane leaves, Ark still feels worried and asks around for clues. Finally, in the forest where the elves live, he finds Ariane. At the moment, she is fighting with a group of elf dealers, who know they are no match for Ariane, so they threaten her with elves they caught and ask her to lay down her weapons. Ariane is put at a disadvantage, and Ark casts a magic, which instantly subdues the dealers. He also rescues the trapped elves. Ark's kindness makes Ariane let down her guard, and then she begs him for helping free the other trapped elves. Ark's heart was touched by Ariane's lovely appearance so long ago, and he is determined to help her. Under Ariane's leadership, Ark meets with the warrior of elves, Donka, at the tavern to discuss the plan of battle for tonight. In the evening, they arrive at the appointed castle. Donka intends to attack the guards, but Ark minds the trouble, so he grabs 2 elves and instantly moves to the inside of the castle. They then split up in order to find the place where the elves are being imprisoned. During the process, Ark meets a ninja. The ninja guesses that Ark comes to rescue the elves because Panta, which stays next to Ark, is generally close to elves. He then tells Ark the location of the imprisoned elves and also gives Ark a document of trading slaves before leaving. Ark follows the ninja's lead and indeed finds the imprisoned elves. In addition, the document shows that there are 2 more trapped elves in the Lord's castle. It seems that the ninja not only has the same enemies as theirs, but also is friendly to the elves. After that, Donka sends the elves home, and Ariane continues to rescue the elves with Ark. This time, Ark uses the skill of teleportation to sneak into the Lord's castle with Ariane. In the bedroom, the Lord is about to bully 2 girlish elves. Ariane arrives in time to use the unique skill and teach him a lesson. The 2 rescued elves also join the revenge. Later, Ark, who has been watching the battle, begins to search for the Lord's treasures. At this time, the castle suddenly explodes. Ark quickly casts a magic and escapes from the castle with Ariane and the treasures. It seems that they are not the only ones that sneaked into the castle. There may be the ninja that they met before. After successfully rescuing the elves, Ariane invites Ark to the settlement of the elves, hoping to cooperate with Ark for a long time. Ark knows that the elves do not allow strangers to enter, and fears that his identity as a skeleton is exposed and Ariane will become his enemy. Ariane, knowing that Ark was cursed to become a skeleton, promises to be kind to Ark forever and convinces Ark to take off his helmet. Even though she is frightened by the skeleton in front of her, she still shows friendliness. Ariane's trust makes Ark feel the kindness, and he decides to go to the elves' place with her. Soon, they arrive at the destination. With Ariane's patient persuasion, her father Dylan, the village leader, and her mother Glenys do not reject Ark. They also give Ark a warm welcome and thank him for his help to the elves. Ark is very happy and takes off his helmet to eat for the first time in this world. Next day, Ariane and her father go to a meeting of the Elder Elves, reporting the evil deeds of the humans. The elders believe that if this matter is not handled properly, it is easy to let a war break out again. In the end, they decide to save the other captured elves and to keep an eye on the humans' movement. When Ariane returns home, she decides to take a bath to relax. Unexpectedly, she meets Ark also taking a bath. Ariane is so shy that she hits Ark because he sees her body. Afterwards, they have to pretend that nothing happened. At this time, Dylan commissions Ark to investigate the sale of elves in other kingdoms with Ariane. As payment, Dylan reveals an important information of lifting the curse on Ark. The dragon crown trees grow on the place where the chief of dragons inhabits. The spring around the tree can lift any curse. If humans want to enter the inhabitant, they need the help of elves in order to lift the curse. Ark agrees to Dylan's commission. Not long after they set out, they encounter an attack by a ghost wolf. Ark finds a familiar magic ring on the Wolf King's foot. After Ark cuts off the magic ring, the Wolf King, who was still aggressive just now, immediately stops and runs away with the remaining soldiers. It seems that the ghost wolf, like the giant lizard, is controlled by someone behind the scenes. In fact, the enemies don't want to attack them, but the Princess Uriarna of the hostile kingdom towards them. After learning that the Lord of the kingdom is selling elves privately, Uriarna decides to go to the only country that has connections with the elves and to negotiate with them to avoid the outbreak of wars. Her elder brother is only concerned about how to use this incident to fight for the inheritance. To her surprise, her elder brothers send someone to kill her secretly in order to avoid her involvement in the battle for the inheritance. At the same time, Ponta detects the smell of blood not far away with his sensitive hearing and smelling, so he rushes over with Ark. Ark sees full of corpses on the ground, and a group of assassins, who collect Uriarna's personal belongings and are ready to run away. Ark goes to help as soon as possible, but some of the assassins still get away. Ark looks at the girl who passed away and remembers that he can help revive the dead in the game, so he uses magic as soon as possible. Then, people who were just killed become alive. Only some people who are dead for too long or are badly damaged cannot be revived. Uriarna is dazed and sees Ark's back full of holy light, but when she comes to her sense, she doesn't see anyone, hiding in a corner. Ark hears the guards call Uriarna and realizes that she is the princess. After this event, Ark arrives in the country with Ariane and meets the ninja he met before. The ninja is called Chiom. She comes to see Ark because she sees Ark's strength as well as his kindness and wants his help in rescuing beastmen, her fellows who are enslaved by humans. In return, Chiom promises to provide information about the abducted elves. Eventually, they become partners and go to rescue beastmen together with Chiom. Chiom brings another ninja, Goemon. Goemon plays a key role in the operation. He can not only get invulnerable with the ninjutsu but can also make the earth tremble and raise spikes to attack the enemy. Ark then casts magic to cooperate with Goemon. The guards inside the castle are immediately disrupted by the giant spikes full of the ground. They soon defeat all soldiers and successfully break into the dungeon, imprisoning the beastmen. Ark brings the beastmen to a safe place with teleportation magic. Then he meets Goemon and sets a fire to burn down the sinful place. At this time, the first person of selling beastmen, Prince Dakars, is furious after receiving the news of the destruction of the castle. Suddenly, he is fatally attacked by one of his men. The one who buys off this man is the Prince Sect, who is competing with him for the throne. Sect observes that the castle has been targeted so long ago and also knows that Dakars assassinated Uriarna. So he sets a trap and puts the necklace of Uriarna next to Dakars, making up a lie that Dakars assassinates Uriarna and he wants to cause a rebellion. But he is executed by his men for justice. However, he does not know that Uriarna is still alive now and is proud that he has the sole right of succession to the throne. Meanwhile, Ark and Ariane get a clue from Chiom. The elves captured by the humans are resold to another country. This country is even bigger than the one they are currently in, and the emperor of this country, Domitianus, used to secretly support Dakars to get the throne. At this time, they do not know that the monsters, controlled by the magic ring, are provided by Domitianus's man, Fumba. Ark and Ariane sees many flying dragons when they stepped into the country. Ark has never seen such a scene before and is so excited. Ariane, on the other hand, feels a little uneasy. She brings a bird with her on this trip, which is able to imitate the human voice to transmit messages. Ariane uses it to keep in touch with her fellows, but there are flying dragons, so the bird cannot move freely. Ark knows about Ariane's concerns and casts a magic of lightning, which frightens away the flying dragons. But Ark does not master the scope of this skill, so he accidentally injures his teammates and is badly scolded by Ariane. Now, for them, the biggest problem is that they don't have a map, so they can't find the way to their destination. At this moment, an elf named Kishi appears. He witnesses Ark's releasing the powerful magic of lightning and also heard the conversation between them. Kishi is an expert at learning about monsters, and he hires Ark to help him capture the monsters with a map and an illustrated handbook of monsters as payment. Ark is curious about this world and accepts the deal. During the night, Ariane and Ark decide to stay overnight at the tavern to taste the unique local wine. Unexpectedly, Ariane gets drunk and begins to roar drunk, and Ark does not know what to do. The loud noise in the room causes a misunderstanding to the others, thinking that they are doing something shy like a couple. Next day, before setting out to capture the monsters, Kishi looks at them with a strange smile on his face, making Ariane unconsciously shy. Kishi's target is a kind of monsters called sandworm. He deliberately brings sandworm's favorite food to lure them, but soon, they need a giant sandworm. Luckily, Ark defeats it with his strong power. After that, Ark notices that the magic ring on it disappeared. It seems that this sandworm is also controlled by someone. The person who controls it is Fumba, who is manipulating monsters. He keeps a large number of horrible monsters as pets. These pets are mostly fed on young and beautiful women, so he often sends his men to kidnap women who are left alone. At the same time, Ark and Ariane split up to gather information in this country according to the map provided by Kishi. Later, they find a castle. According to the clues, there are elves captured to this castle 4 months ago. So they burst into the castle and find many empty cells with some hair which may belong to the beastmen on the floor. Fumba receives the news and arrives, being so shocked after seeing Ariane with a sexy body. Suddenly, Fumba gives an order to Ariane to kill Ark. Before Ark reacts, Ariane slashes at him with her knife. Ariane's eyes lacking in expression makes Ark realize that she is being controlled. He then notices something abnormal in Ariane's hat and asks Ponta to strike. Ponta pulls out an imp from the hat. Ark uses magic to burn the imp and it becomes charred. Ariane, who is not being controlled anymore, falls to Ark's arms. It seems that Fumba controls her mind by manipulating the imp. Ark settles down Ariane and pays his attention to Fumba. He notices that Fumba is wearing a series of magic rings, exactly the same as those on the runaway monsters. He suspects that Fumba is connected to the series of events that occurred earlier, and then forces him to tell the whereabouts of the elves. Fumba casually calls out a tall white tiger, gleefully explaining that most of the elves are taken for experiments, and the rest become pet fodder after he played with them. Ark is enraged and decapitates the white tiger in front of him with a single slash. Fumba realizes the danger and quickly calls out more monsters to fight with Ark, but unfortunately all of them are no match for him. So Fumba begins to find opportunities to let the monsters attack Ariane. At the critical moment, Chiom appears and stops the enemy. It turns out that Chiom comes to rescue her companions. Finally, Fumba uses his unique skill. Suddenly, the ground in the castle shakes, as if something comes out of the ground. Ark quickly casts a magic of teleportation to take his companions out of the castle. Then a hydra larger than the castle comes out of the ground. Ark immediately recognizes that it is the high-level monster that appears in the game, which can cast high-level magic and has a great ability of regenerating. Before they could react from the shock, they are attacked by the Hydra. If Ark didn't have a superb shield, they couldn't defend themselves from the attack. Ariane, who gradually recovers and can move again, decides to attack Fumba with Chiom when Ark is attacking the Hydra. This battle is far intenser than all the previous duels Ark encounters. No matter what magic he uses, the Hydra is able to use its regenerative powers and recovers its strength. Ark can only use his own magic to summon Ifrit. It is a high-level demon whose size is as large as the Hydra. At the other side of the battlefield, Ariane and Chiome find Fumba's hiding place. Chiome has done a lot of detailed research. Once the battle begins, the totem on Fumba's body, like a tattoo, is destroyed by Chiome. It turns out that Fumba controls the monsters with the totem. After losing this power, Fumba changes his attitude and humbly begs for mercy, saying he is only following the Emperor's orders. Ariane just ignores it and uses magic on Fumba to mourn the dead elves with a wail in the firelight. While Ariane finishes her revenge, Ark's battle is almost done. Hydra is simply no match for Ifrit. It is beaten and runs in all directions. Ark does not give it the opportunity to escape, using brute force to throw the Hydra into the air. And Ifrit takes the opportunity to use the flame, so that the Hydra is reduced to ashes in the flames like his master. After killing the enemy, Ifrit, who was fierce just now, immediately becomes a pet and waits by Ark's side for the end of the summoning time. Chiome is shocked when she sees Ifrit and begins to marvel at Ark's strength. Now Ariane's bird brings her information about the clans. Uriarna has a meeting with the elf's leader Fangas and promises to help rescue the other trafficked elves. In fact, the message Ariane received is not the point of this meeting. Uriarna has already heard about Dakarza's information. In addition to safeguard the peace, she also wants to get the support of the elves. She then promises that she will defend the elves as long as they help her take the throne. After weighing the pros and cons, Fangas agrees to work with Uriarna. Ark, Ariane and the others do not know anything about it and are still planning their next adventure. That brings the end of this anime. At the beginning of this anime, Ariane thinks humans are all evil and is unwilling to approach Ark. After Ark helped her save many elf slaves, she gradually understands that Ark is a knight full of justice and lets her guard down on him. Later, when she finds Ark is actually a skeleton, she isn't afraid. Knowing that Ark became a skeleton because of a curse, she actively helps him find a way to lift the curse. Perhaps this is what people always say, that every kind person deserves to be treated gently, and Ark is the kind person. I believe as long as we keep being kind to others, we will also be rewarded with kindness. If you have any suggestions for my channel, please comment below to tell me. If you like my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.